धारी। जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी। गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी। जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी। गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी। लाइटिंग यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन। यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन। यमुना तीरवनचारी। यमुना तीरवनचारी। जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी। गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी। जय माधव कुंज बिहारी। गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी। यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन। यशोदानंदन यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन। यमुना तीरवनचारी। यमुना तीरवनचारी। जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी। गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे। हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे। हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे। हरे राम राम Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare. जयो राधा वल्लभ राधा वल्लभ श्री राधे वल्लभ श्री राधे जयो राधा वल्लभ राधा वल्लभ श्री राधे जयो कृष्ण बलराम कृष्ण बलराम कृष्ण बलराम जयो कृष्ण बलराम कृष्ण बलराम कृष्ण बलराम जयो कृष्ण बलराम जयो राधे श्याम राधे श्याम ललिता विशाखाया राधे जयो वृंदावन धाम वृंदावन धाम वृंदावन धाम जयो वृंदावन धाम जयो जगन्नाथा जगन्नाथा बलदेवा जयो सुभद्रा जयो गौरानिताय 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 जयो गौरानिताय प्रभुपाद जयो जयो प्रभुपाद जयो प्रभुपाद निताय गौरा हरि बोल निताय गौरा हरि बोल Itai Gaur Premanande Hari Jayam Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivrajakacharya Ashtottara Shatashri Srimad His Divine Grace A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrind Ki Jai Nitai Gaur Premanande. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to Shishi Guru and Gauranga. All glories to His Divine Grace. Srila Prabhupada ki. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Mukam Karoti Vachalam Panghum Langhayate Girim Yat Kripa Tamaham Vande Shri Gurun Dinatarinam Shri Paramananda Madhavam Shri Chaitanya Ishwaram Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Bhutair Mahadbhet Yam Ima Puro Vibhur Nirmaya Shete Yadamushu Purushaha Bhungte Gunan Shodasha Shodashatmaka Solang Krishishta Bhagavan Vachamsi Me. So Hare Krishna. Can I have a small request if you all don't mind? Can I have all the Matajis on one side and Prabhujis on one side? Because I feel the Prabhujis are left out behind, far behind. Or maybe the Prabhujis can be a little more closer. Sorry, Prabhujis. And apologies, I'm sitting on a sofa. Okay. We are doing Nectar of Instruction. We are reading Nectar of Instruction. Which verse have we completed? Verse number?
Last one.
Huh?
3 and 4.
3 and 4 we have to do. We have done 1 and 2. Okay. Now, who will volunteer to explain what we did in 2 and 3? 1 and 2. Okay, what is Nectar of Instruction? Called in Sanskritam? Upadesha Amrita. Correct, thank you.
So next is the instruction given by Rupa Goswami
Yes.
to all of us
Yeah.
to become better devotees and how to live our spiritual life.
Jai. Thank you very much, Prabhuji. Anyone else? I'm just opening the book.
There are 11 instructions, Prabhuji, Rupa Goswami given to
Okay.
follow everyone.
Mhm.
The first one is about the senses, controlling the senses.
Yeah.
And Alpa, Atyahara, Prajalpa, and
Second one is about the obstacles in like 6 activities.
Yes.
Those are obstacles in your path of devotion.
Correct.
So, like first one explains if you are able to control your speech, your mind, your anger, and the urges of belly, tongue, and genitals, then you are like qualified to
Make devotees all around the world.
disciples.
Sarvam prithvim sa shishyat. Apimam prithvim sa shishyat. Thank you, Mataji.
And Prabhupada has explained in purport that if you are able to control your senses, then you are in your and everyone should aspire to become this.
Correct. Correct. Thank you, Mataji. Please, anyone else? Prabhuji. Come on, guys.
So we need to become Goswamis by controlling our senses.
Okay.
The genitals and all those parts.
How many of you believe all this? How many of you agree to these points?
Agree, yes.
Agree, yes.
Following is difficult, agree is.
In the current situation.
Honest people. You're all very honest. Actually, if you really see, even in the material realm, right? If a cricket team goes to International Cricket World Cup, or take the example of boxers, Muhammad Ali and all of these people, Mike Tyson was the time of my days. That time, when these guys participate in world tournaments, they literally do a tapasya for 6-8 months to 1 year. They don't meet others. They don't talk to other people. They are like focused on their training, rest, diet, exercise. These are the only 4 things they do. And the relaxation. And the relaxation does not include indulging the senses, even as far as staying away from their opposite sex. Why? Because Muhammad Ali was saying for 6 to 8 months he did not even see his family. Because the more they get indulged into the senses, then the punches that he gave was slackened. Can you believe? Because the more we spend our energy for indulging the senses, the more our body and mind becomes weak. This is the design of material nature. But modern world doesn't believe in it. Modern world means Monday to Friday, work like a donkey. Saturday and Sunday, slog like a monkey. Means kuch bhi karo. Friday evening kuch bhi karo. Saturday evening kuch bhi karo. It's so nice. Friday evening we are doing this satsanga, right? How many people around Melbourne, at least take the example of only Hindus, forget about other practices. How many people will be sitting in a satsanga and hearing Srimad Bhagavatam or Nectar of Instruction? Very few. Very few. You won't find, because they will be ready to indulge their senses. Friday आ गया, चलो क्या करेंगे? दारू पिएंगे, मांस मछली खाएंगे, मांस मदिरा में लुप्त हो जाएंगे. So what will happen? And this is the biggest trap of material universe, because this is how material universe traps us. So what it does, it makes you engage in your senses. But when you come to bhakti, Rupa Goswami, who is our predominating acharya, because we are all called as Rupanugas, we are followers of Rupa Goswami. He says, if your goal is to worship Krishna, then we have to be careful not to indulge in our senses so much. So therefore, he says, Upadesha Amrita. It's instructions. You see, when the Acharya says it's Upadesha, it is not, Upadesha means instructions, it's not advice. Advice नहीं है वो. अच्छा कर लो, ये किया तो अच्छा है, ऐसा नहीं है. ये करो. There's a difference between an advice and an instruction, is it not? That is why this is Upadesha Amrita. This is Amrita Upadesha means what? Amrita means what? Amrita. Amrita का तात्पर्य क्या है? That which gives you deathlessness. जो अमर कर दे उसको अमृत बोलते हैं ना? Nectar है. That's why it is nectar. Nectarian instructions means these instructions, if we follow and apply, we will become eternal. So therefore the instructions are difficult to apply also. Vacho vegam manasa krodha vegam jihva vegam udara upastha vegam etan vegan yo vishaheta dhiraha sarvam apimam prithvim sa shishya. This is the first one. So the first verse, Rupa Goswami focuses on what? The external senses. दूध का जो बर्तन है, वो बर्तन ही क्लीन नहीं है, तो दूध क्या होता है? If the milk vessel is not clean, it will pray. This body composed of the 5 material elements, Prithvi, Apa, Tejas, all of this is the milk vessel. The milk is your mind, the manas. If the vessel is dirty, the manas also will be dirty, the milk also will be dirty. In Sanskritam, Manas is compared to Vasudeva. And what gets born out of Vasudeva is Vasudeva, Krishna. So, जैसे बोलते हैं ना, अन्न वैसा मन. So वैसे even your senses also, what all it is interacting, it gets for you like that. Why most of the time, not most of the time, sorry, as we have to engage the senses in mode of goodness. सत्व गुण मतलब खाना, पीना, सोचना, बात करना, लोगों से मिलना. Anything you do, music, what type of music you hear, what type of book you read, what type of things that you see with your eyes, what type of food that you abgrahan, what type of things you smell from your nose, all of this, if it is not sattva, sattvic or sattva guna, based on the guna, it will influence your mind. What does Rajo guna do? Yes, they put you in passion. Lust, greed, envy, anger is a it is losing that verse. Kama esha, krodha esha, rajoguna samudbhavah. Kama and krodha are the two synonyms or symptoms of rajoguna. Vidhi enam iha vairina. Kama krodha esha, rajoguna samudbhavah. Mahashano mahapapmaha vidhyenam iha vairinam. Krishna says this is mahashana, mahapapma. What is that? Kama and krodha. Kama is desire. Our whole material existence is because of desires. What desires do we have? Desires related to the body only, senses. And krodha. When it doesn't get fulfilled or when we lose what we have, we get anger. So kama esha, krodha esha. So that is why the first thing Rupa Goswami has said is Vacho Vegam, Manasa Krodha Vegam, Jihva Vegam. Vegan means, the urges. Then the second verse, interestingly, to do bhakti of Krishna, what are the obstacles? What can destroy your bhakti? Rupa Goswami focuses on Atyahara, Prayashascha, Prajalpa, Niyama Agraha, Janasangascha, Laulyam, Shadbhir Bhaktir. But that excess ahara does not only make food, anything that is in excess, anything. Prayasascha. What is prayasa? Endeavor, exactly. Over endeavoring, because somebody thinks, oh, if I get a better job, I have. He was always, what is he? You should contact. If you do contracting, then you can do the properties. 55 you can retire, Prabhu. 55 full bhakti, Prabhu. 24 hours. Mayapur, Vrindavan only, Prabhuji. I said, Prabhu, first of all, you're assuming that I will live till 55. There's no guarantee. What's the guarantee? I'm happy that you are trusting that. From somebody. सुबह उठते ही नहीं है. They go to bed and they don't wake up early in the morning. So, one is not even aware of the intricacies of this material world. But you're pushed into over endeavoring because of the Atyahara Prayasascha Prajalpo Niyamagraha Janasangascha. Exactly. You associate with materially minded people, you also will think materially minded. Simple. You may think, oh, no, Prabhu, I am a staunch devotee. And associate with a few people. Dekho kya hoga. Sometimes devotees go in the office party. Prabhuji, I go to give them association, Prabhuji. I don't drink, Prabhuji. फिर 2-3 बार जाते हैं, चौथी बार बोलते हैं, actually, I can have fruit juice. Pani fruit juice to पी सकते. टीम में बोलता है, we feel sad that you drink anything. Please, fruit juice at least. तो fruit juice पे fruit juice के बाद फिर पीते स्मेल भी आया ना अल्कोहल का. What are you drinking? He met, this is non-alcoholic beer, you know. It is like decaf जैसा. Oh, ऐसा भी कुछ होता है क्या? Non-alcoholic beer. So you know, in 4, 5, 6 months, ये गया था association देने. But 6 months में क्या हुआ? Non-alcoholic beer तक आ गया. But after 6 months, what will happen? Prabhu, wine is good for health, Prabhu. I will drink for health, Prabhuji. I don't drink for, no, I'm not intoxicated, Prabhuji. Just one glass in a week, Prabhu. That's all. Only office meeting. I don't drink at home, Prabhu. This is how Shadvir Bhaktir Vinashyati. Because the type of people we associate, the type of consciousness we get. We are not on an advanced platform where we can not get influenced. So it's very easy. That is why Rupa Goswami has warned us. Prajalpa. What is Prajalpa?
Mundane things.
Yeah, talking mundane things. Do you think after devotees we don't talk mundane things? Yeah. Prajalpa छोड़ के बहुत कम होता है devotional talks. Very difficult. How many times devotees meet and say, "जी आप क्या पास टाइम पढ़ रहे हो प्रभु कृष्णा का? अच्छा वो पास टाइम पढ़ रहे हो?" नहीं होता है प्रभु धुरंधर मूवी क्या मूवी है प्रभु जी? ऐसे ही चलता है. किसका?
धुरंधर मूवी पर दलिंदर मूवी
So this is Prajalpa. Niyama Agraha. Niyama Agraha is usually applicable to those, especially from Hindu backgrounds. I had, I know one friend. To come to classes, they'll say Prabhu headache, etc., etc. Recently there was this eclipse. Next, the next day we do a lot of puja, karma, so we cannot come to the class. They will not take seriously. This is niyamagraha, means following rules for the heck of it. You are following of rules. What's the point? There is no point. Because the whole material universes are supported by one and only Supreme Lord. Mattah parataram na anyat kitchidasti dhananjaya. Aham sarvasya prabhava matta sarvam pravartati, Krishna says. So, aham samudharta mrityu samsara sagara, Krishna says. So, when Krishna is giving so many guarantees, why are you afraid of an eclipse? Follow the rules. But main thing is, all the niyama and agraha is to do only one thing. What is that? Smartavya satatam Vishnoho Vismartavya na jatu chit. What is that? The next line? Sarve vidhi nishedaha eta evayor kinkaraha. All the vidhi and nisheda are all subservient these two rules. To these two rules. What are they? Always remember Krishna and never forget Krishna. These are the only two rules. We had a devotee, very unfortunate, whose son, 21-year-old son, committed suicide by going under a train on the first day of Jhulan Yatra, 6 years back, 5 years back, I think, 2021 or 22. This Mataji is divorced, all alone. She had only one son. He committed suicide because he was mentally affected as well. Unfortunately, this was his 5th attempt and he was successful. We all went to the crematorium, we did the funeral. You won't believe that Mataji came to do Jhulan Yatra in the evening. Now, some devotees raised concerns, Prabhu, she's just come straight from the funeral. She's not supposed to come into the temple. No. Sutak. You know what? This was discussed with Gopa Vrindesh. Gopa Vrindesh Prabhu said, Prabhu, she's a devotee of the Lord. She's always happy and she should come to the Lord. Where will she go now? She doesn't have a son. The only strength she had was her son. Husband has left her. Son is now left her. Where will she go? She should come to the temple. All these rules don't apply. Please don't stop her. This was Gopa Vrindesh Prabhu's instruction. So, of course, she was a strong lady, but she broke after the till then down. So, the reason is, the niyama and agraha are there, but if that supersedes to remember Krishna and never forget Krishna, then none of these rules matter. All these rules don't matter. So that is very important to understand. Then we go to the third verse, which is the third and the fourth are the most important verse. Let's repeat, please repeat after me. Utsaha nischaya dhairya tat tat karma pravartanat sangatyagat sato vritte षड्भेर भक्तिर प्रसिद्ध्यति उत्साह निश्चय धैर्य तत्तत् कर्म प्रवर्तनात् त्यागात् सतो वृत्ते षड्भेर भक्ति प्रसिद्ध्यति. Okay, somebody would like to repeat the words?
उत्साह निश्चय धैर्य
उत्साह निश्चय धैर्य
तत्कर्म प्रवर्तनात्
तत्कर्म प्रवर्तनात्
संगत्यागात् सतो वृत्ते
संगत्यागात् सतो वृत्ते
षड्भिर्भक्ति प्रसिद्ध्यति.
षड्भिर्भक्ति प्रसिद्ध्यति. So utsahan, what do you mean by utsahan? Yeah, enthusiasm. Enthusiasm, do we all have enthusiasm? Materialists also have. No? Friday बोलते पूरा उत्साह, Monday बोलते निरुत्साह. यार Monday कौन है? Sunday evening is the dullness sets in. काम कौन है? This Sunday they will not be like that. Monday is छुट्टी है, public holiday. Sunday also full happiness. मूड भी अच्छा रहेगा.
Final match.
कौन सा फाइनल मैच? T20. Okay. What is T20? Cricket match. Okay. Cricket match. Okay. So utsahan. The real meaning of utsaha. Why did Rupa Goswami use utsahan is, where should be the utsaha? Correct. To follow the rules and regulations for bhakti. That is important. Their utsaha should be there. For example, अभी T20 मैच है, इंडियन टाइमिंग पे नाइट मैच रहता है क्या ये? 12:30 मिडनाइट. अभी कौन एकादशी में उपवास करके रात को जागरण भी करता है यहाँ पे? Who stays awake? आज एकादशी है, नो फूड, नो स्लीप, हरे कृष्णा. Then only we'll feel more sleepy and more hungry. वो कीमा खा सकते हैं प्रभु जी, और रूईबॉस पी सकते हैं प्रभु जी. 1000 क्वेश्चन आएगा वो किड्स ग्रुप में. Mataji, can we have carrot? Mataji, can we eat canned potatoes? Mataji, can we eat chips? Mataji, can we eat potato fry? ऐसे क्वेश्चन आता है. मतलब खाने का ज्यादा क्वेश्चन तो एकादशी करा यार, एक दिन उपवास करनी है, कुछ तो खा लो, कुछ दूध पी लो. नहीं, उनको फैक्ट्री का ही चाहिए. कोई बॉस में खा सकते हैं क्या, पी सकते हैं, ऐसे क्वेश्चन आए. Why so much complicated? Life simplified ही नहीं है. Where will you get this, Mataji? Police, IT, online, Switzerland, ये पूरा complicated. स्वीडन से मंगाएंगे. एकादशी हींग माताजी. हींग एकादशी हींग ही चाहिए. अरे हींग के बिना बना लो यार. हींग एकादशी एक दिन आता है fortnight. That day also हींग से दूर नहीं रह सकते. So much complication of life. So utsaha means for anything to do with bhakti, one has to show that inspiration to do. For example, we have the example of many devotees. For example, Mangalarati. There are many devotees who never miss Mangalarati. I know for at least 8-9 years, for the last 10 years almost, I know devotees come to Mangalarati. I know one family, this Mataji was carrying. She came till the last day of her pregnancy. And she went to the hospital to deliver. 5th day she was back with 2 babies. 2 little babies, infants, she was back. And since then now the children are around 8-9 years old. They're every day coming to Mangalarati. When they go to India also, they go to Mangalarati wherever they are. This is the attachment they have to Mangalarati. Amazing. So like that, we should also get attached to one element of bhakti. Except prasadam. I know people, I'm also attached to Roji. Prashadam. No, we have to get attached to Prashadam. But Prashadam is the easiest. This is the benefit of ISKCON, you know. Prabhupada did not restrict us to have Prashadam. But at the same time, for the other rules for bhakti, for example, smaranam of the Lord, chanting of the holy name of the Lord, we should also develop that attachment. So that utsaha should be there. And this utsaha should be based on what? It should be based on something called as nischayat. What is nischayat? Yeah, determination. Determination for what? Yes, determination on the instructions of bhakti. Because Prabhupada, if you see in the purport, if you observe, Prabhupada starts by defining what is bhakti in the first place. You see, Prabhupada begins. Let me read the translation. Somebody would like to read the translation, sorry?
Yes.
Yes, Prabhupada.
There are six principles favorable to the execution of pure devotional service. Number 1, being enthusiastic. Number 2, endeavoring with confidence. Number 3, being patient. Number 4, acting according to the regulative principles, such as Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, hearing, chanting, and remembering Krishna. Number 5, abandoning the association of non-devotees. And number 6, following in the footsteps of the previous acharyas. These 6 principles undoubtedly assure the complete success of pure devotional service.
Yeah, thank you. So, see the purport, Prabhupada writes, devotional service is not a matter of sentimental speculation or imaginative ecstasy. It's a substance, practical activity. Rupa Goswami has defined devotional service here as Anya Akilashita Shunyam Jnana Karmadi Anavritam Anukulena Krishna Anushilanam Bhakti Ruttama. Actual bhakti means this. There were 2 Matajis after I gave Bhagavatam class recently. 2 Matajis came after the class personally. And one Mataji came and said, Prabhu, I have a personal question, Prabhuji. I said, yes, Mataji. She said, Prabhupada says all women should get married, but I am very dedicated to Krishna. So I want to make Krishna my husband. I said, why, Mataji? She said, because my husband abused me a lot, so I'm divorced. So I don't want to get married again. I just want to immerse deeply into bhakti. Which is a fair point, right? But then I said, are you doing bhakti because you have been troubled in your life? Or are you really having love for Krishna? That's a test of time, Mataji, I said. It's a test of time. Because sometimes we take to bhakti because material life has slapped us nicely. जब material life में बहुत डामाडोल रहता है ना, for example, redundancy announce हुआ है ऑफिस में, chanting ज़्यादा अच्छा होगा, हरे कृष्णा कहाँ हो भगवान, हरे कृष्णा, hope it should not be me कृष्णा, natural है, भक्ति ज़्यादा होता है, टेस्ट एग्जामिनेशन कुछ रहता है, some results are expected, बच्चों के लिए कुछ करना है, तब भक्ति थोड़ा ज़्यादा उत्साहन. So bhakti, so I was telling that Mataji, actually we do not know what is bhakti. We haven't started doing bhakti yet. Because bhakti is such a pleasurable activity that once you taste even a small tinge of bhakti, the amount of bliss that we get is incomparable to anything in this material world. Anything in this material world. Although Krishna has given us a little taste. How many of you are doing 16 rounds here? Answer. Yeah. How many of you feel that if you don't do 16 rounds, you feel really bad? This is what Krishna has given us. Krishna has given us that nischayat. One is utsahan, because initially you showed utsaha, then you have stepped into the step of nischaya, means dhrida nischaya. You know, this is what I want to do. I am determined that bhakti will deliver me. I am determined that Krishna will deliver me. My life is for you, Krishna. This is Nishchaya. I've decided and I will not move away from that decision. In that position, it is okay to also have some abhilasha, from desires. It's not wrong to pray, please save my job. I'm not saying you should not pray like that. If we don't pray to Krishna, whom else can you pray? There are certain things which are beyond your control, and for such things, it is absolutely okay to pray to Krishna. But not much कि भगवान वो 2 इन्वेस्टमेंट प्रॉपर्टी दिला दो भगवान, बट उसके बाद ना 3rd के बाद 4th में स्टॉप कर दूँ. लौल्यम नहीं. Anything that is really required for us, it's not wrong to pray for Krishna. That's one thing we have to understand. Correct? So therefore, we need to have utsahan, we need to have nishchayat. But anyabhilashita shunyam, Rupa Goswami says. Real bhakti means you can have abhilasha, but those which are dire, for example, Draupadi, you know, her manbhanga, when manbhanga was happening, she prayed for Krishna to protect her chastity. That's okay. That is also considered in the realm of pure bhakti. So the acharyas go very deep to analyze it. Jnana karmadi anavritam. Prabhupada made a very important point. I met some person, I had gone to a housewarming ceremony today. Somehow we met this lady and my family and their family knew from 1980s. And we've met them now in 2026. And we used to live near a small place in Bangalore called Cottonpate or something. And they were living there. And incidentally, she saw my mom. She says, I think I know you, and da da da. And then their family knew. Apparently, we were buying coffee powder from their shop. They had a coffee shop. And their father, I remember because of the fragrance of the coffee shop. You know, or those were the days when they used to grind coffee in a coffee shop. And they will measure the coffee powder and give you. They'll mix chicory, how much percent you want, and they make a packet and give you. And it was her father's shop. So then somehow I asked Mataji, where do you live? Malgrave. Obviously Prabhu was there. I said, Prabhu, Malgrave ke paas kaun sa bhakti vriksha aata hai? Oh, Vermont. Okay. Vermont. Mataji, you should come. Actually, I go to some other mission, so I teach, preach. You know, we all take different paths, but we all go to the ultimate reality. I was smiling inside. No, you don't. No, you don't. You can't go to Darwin and reach Canberra. You can't drive towards Darwin and reach and assume that I'll go to Canberra. Although the earth is round, you will still not reach Canberra. So this is all called concoction. Concoction. All these missions they go now, they all have limitations of karma yoga, do good, etc. etc. Nowadays they are also getting attracted to Srimad Bhagavatam. But for them, who is Krishna? He's just an avatar. Just an avatar. Jnana karma anadi anavritam. Jnana karmadi anavritam. People who are attached to impersonal aspect of Bhagavan avoid their association. Jnana karmadi anavritam. If we do bhakti, we should not mix all of this. If you go and hear Bhagavatam from them, we'll become Mayavadis. They are called Mayavadis because they don't have Bhagavan, bhakti towards Bhagavan. Although they behave as bhaktas, they are not bhaktas. So I said in my mind I was telling all the best. I couldn't preach to her directly because it was a family, assembly. Then anukulena Krishna anushilanam bhakti uttama. Whatever we do in bhakti should be anukul to Krishna. See, Krishna was fighting with Chanura and Mushtika. When he came to Mathura, he was fighting with the wrestlers. Krishna was a 10-year-old boy. And the Chanura and Mushtika were like a bodybuilder. And when the bodybuilder was holding Krishna's arms, Krishna was laughing. Actually, he was enjoying. Krishna was enjoying. But does it mean, is it bhakti because Krishna was enjoying? No. Because it was not anukul towards Krishna. Although Krishna enjoys everything. There's nothing that Krishna is sad about. Krishna enjoys everything. Of course, he doesn't enjoy his devotees being in trouble. But otherwise, Krishna enjoys everything. So, even though Krishna was enjoying the fight with the Chanur and Mushtika, it was not anukul to Krishna, therefore it is not bhakti. On the other end, Yashodamai is trying to chase Krishna and trying to hit Krishna. And yet Krishna is afraid of Yashodamai and Krishna is crying. And still Acharyas say it is anukul to Krishna. Why? Because internally he is feeling the love of a mother. And Yashoda Mai is doing this for whom? Because she loves Krishna. She thinks Krishna is her child. So it's motherly love. So it has to be Anukula Krishna Anushilanam. Anushilanam means following in the footsteps of the Acharyas. That bhakti is Uttama. For that bhakti, what has to be done? It has to be cultivated. See, bhakti cannot be done overnight. Many people say, Prabhu, especially in the family, I ask them to chant, Hamare Mausi, Mausaji. मैं तो हर वक्त हरिनाम में डूबा रहता हूँ. I always chant the names of Krishna. टीवी देखते समय, टीवी में बिग बॉस चलता रहता है. Oh, I always chant the names of Krishna. They'll say like that. They'll talk like that. That's not bhakti. Anushilan means following in the footsteps of the acharyas. Means physically doing specific activity for Krishna. For example, if somebody is chanting 16 rounds, ऐसे नहीं होता है chanting. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram Hare Hare. Facebook Marketplace, Facebook, सब कुछ चलेगा. Gumtree, WhatsApp. That's not chanting. Because that is what we think. हम लोग 16 माला कर रहे हैं, but that is not chanting. It is not considered as chanting. Dedicatedly, it should be anukul to Krishna. That's not anukul to Krishna. Although externally we might be chanting. So this is why Prabhupada defines this particular aspect, that before you understand this verse of Utsaha, Nishchaya, Dhairya, Tat Karma, Pravartanat, you have to understand what we are doing. What is the end goal? The end goal is Uttama Bhakti. To achieve this end goal, you should be Utsahan. To do chanting. Excited. I want to do chanting now. I'll sit and chant Hare Krishna, Krishna. It is not. Sometimes it is not. Have you all observed, initially when you became a devotee, it was very exciting. And you got the taste. But after you came, how many of you feel that 4 rounds was very, very nice when I was chanting 2-3 rounds? Abhi wo maza nahi aa raha hai 16 rounds mein. Have you all felt like that? Maybe it's only me. Huh?
Mind goes everywhere.
Mind goes everywhere. But initially when you started chanting 1 round, it was very exciting, isn't it? Wow, so nice. It's so sweet. 16 माला आने के बाद कहाँ चला गया पता नहीं. And you keep searching that pleasure, isn't it? So that is because we have become devotees now. And when we become devotees, familiarity breeds contempt. That utsaha has died down. When the utsaha comes back, for example, Haridas Thakur was asked by the Qazi to stop chanting the holy name of the Lord. He said, even if you cut my body into 1,000 pieces, I cannot stop chanting. I cannot. Because I'm so tuned into this. It's like breathing. You're asking me to stop breathing. How can I stop breathing? So it's devotees come to this stage of consciousness that they are always chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. One devotee's father was passing away, and he was in India and devotee was in US. So he called another devotee in Chowpatty. He says, Prabhu, can you go and chant next to my father? He's in the ICU. So somehow they arranged with the doctors for him to sit next to the old person and chant, and he was actually going into coma. He goes into unconsciousness but returns every 1 or 4 or 5 hours. He opens his eyes and again goes back. Old person. So this devotee was chanting. After 4 hours, the father opened his eyes and he mumbled something and he went back again. So the devotee did not know what the father was mumbling. He'll do say something and then... So next time he put his ears next to his mouth. And then you know what he was chanting? Think about it. He opened his eyes and Vishnur Vashatkaro Bhoda. In coma also he is chanting Vishnu Sahasranam. He is unconscious. But when he comes back to consciousness, it is starting. It starts where he stopped. So that means even in deep coma situation, he is not forgotten the holy names, to chant the holy names of the Lord. How did that happen? How did that happen? Practice. Every day he has practiced. And not only practice. You know, how many of you, if I ask you, all of you close your eyes for 30 seconds and remember the most memorable time and the pleasurable time of your childhood. There should be one incident which you remember and which you relish and you feel nice about it. And it should be very younger days, very young days. If you remember, let's say 30 seconds. Let's start now.
How young?
Chota bacha, 3, 4, 5 years, the youngest you can remember. 30 seconds. Mataji, come in the front. Prabhu. Come, Prabhuji, please come. Baithiye na.
Kids are a little noisy, but I'm managing them.
Thank you. Okay. Who wants to volunteer? How many of you remembered? You remembered, Prabhuji? You want to share?
Yeah.
Okay.
I spent time with my family members, my sister, my brother, and my father. So my house is near to temple. We used to go to temple every day.
What age was this boy?
I'd say 10.
You're 10 then.
12.
Okay. Anyone else remembers anything?
Not 3,
So
4, 5.
not related to God though.
Yeah.
Anything is fine.
I used to like play a lot.
When you were young. How young were you then, Mataji?
So like I would say throughout my childhood.
And you remember those days?
Yes.
And you know, when we did this exercise right now, 30 seconds, and how old were you then? Probably the young, how young were you then?
Since like I can remember.
5, 6, 7 years old? And if I may ask, how old are you now, Mataji?
41, I will be.
41. So how many years has passed?
Like 35.
35 years. So in 30 seconds, you could go back 35 years back to recollect a memory that has ingrained in your heart. The pleasure of memory, that pleasure. That was so nice, you know. How is that possible? Because that has given pleasure to your heart. Those memories stay with you because it has pleased your heart. And therefore, if the chanting has not pleased our hearts, recollection is difficult. Smaranam. See, in difficult times, when we are at the time of passing away, smaranam is very important. Remembrance of the Lord is very important. That will only come when my body, mind was able and I have taken immense pleasure in that activity. Then I can remember it. If it is just mechanical, वो याद नहीं आएगा. Think about it. आप अपने काम के बारे में याद करोगे क्या? वो मेरा बॉस कितना अच्छा था. रोज मुझे काम देता था. ऐसा याद आता है क्या किसी का? नहीं. Pleasurable things only you want to remember, na? So if you have not taken pleasure in chanting of the holy name of the Lord, how then can we remember His names? And this old person was able to chant even in coma because he just loves chanting the names of the Lord. And he's just not telling it verbally. वो lip service नहीं है. I love chanting Prabhuji. नहीं. He demonstrated it and convinced his own self. We have to convince ourselves. We don't have to convince anyone else. Bhakti Vriksha facilitators are there. Karunaya Amrita Prabhu, Raivata Prabhu. You don't have to convince them. We just have to convince ourselves because we have to fly our own plane at the end of life. कोई नहीं आएगा बचाने. कोई नहीं आएगा, मैं बता रहा हूँ. हाँ, डिवोटीज आएंगे, but the गाड़ी हमको ही चलाना है, मन की गाड़ी. Devotees might all be chanting, but we have to build that. Of course, devotees are important. We cannot discount that. But at the same time, we have to put it into practice to make devotional life and practice a pleasurable activity. For that, the primary foundation is utsaha. Utsaha. Yes, tomorrow is Ekadashi. जैसे बच्चे रहते हैं ना, you see the kids, how excited they are for. We should be like the kids. We should not be childish. We should become childlike. This is what Krishna wants us to become. Why we should be childlike? Because of their innocence. Because then you see, whatever they do, they are very innocent. They take it very, their hearts are clean. Therefore, that cleanliness of the heart is required when we execute bhakti. Utsaha is required. Nischayat is there. Nischayat means, yes, I will chant. No matter what, I will chant. मैं करूँगा. That nischaya we should have. Is it not? You think about it. Karmis go a long way to please their senses. I remember I was on a trip. I was in my college, engineering college. We had 3 buses full of students going on a project tour. And few of backbenchers, वो जो बस में पीछे बैठते हैं ना लड़के, थोड़े खतरनाक लड़के रहते हैं. So they were so excited. They didn't sleep the whole night. We had a night journey. They didn't sleep the whole night. You know why? Probably you know why. What will they do? Problem क्या हुआ? उस बंदे ने एक बॉटल लाया था. Literally for 7 hours they couldn't drink because they didn't know how to open the bottle. पूरा बस यार ट्राई करके देना है, थोड़ा बॉटल नहीं खोल रहा है, गाज नहीं टूटना है, थोड़ा केयरफुल. हो गया 1 घंटे के बाद फुल टायर्ड हो गए, फिर चुप हो गए, फिर नहीं एक आइडिया है, ट्राई करते हैं. Literally for 7-8 hours. That is उत्साह. Nectar is there. They want to drink the nectar. They don't know how to open the nectar. उत्साह. They don't want to sleep also. नींद ही नहीं आ रही है. हाँ, ये उत्साह उनमें रहता है. We should also have excitement to say, today is Ekadashi, I should not sleep. Today is Dwadashi, I should, because the moment Ekadashi comes out, Dwadashi fast breaking time कब है? First वो Dwadashi का fast breaking time याद होता है. ये तो खा रहे हैं already, कीनवा सब खा रहे हैं, उपवास कोई कर नहीं रहा है, फिर भी fast breaking time हो गया प्रभु जी, अभी खिचड़ी खाएंगे पूरा. So the sense is that utsaha has to be there. Our utsaha is already for Dwadashi, not for Ekadashi. So like that, for every element of bhakti, there should be enthusiasm. आज भागवतम क्लास सुनना, आज मंगल आरती पे जाना. That enthusiasm, if we try to build, you know what will happen? Every time you excite yourself in bhakti, of course it's not material passion, it is spiritual passion. That starts getting deeply impressed on your chitta, on your minds. Therefore, when the time comes to remember things, it will come back to you. When you do it with excitement. That's one point. Nishchayat means you are convinced with the philosophy. Prabhupada translates Nishchayat as
Endeavoring with confidence.
yes, endeavor executed with intelligence is utsaha and enthusiasm. And Nishchayat means you should be convinced that yes, this process will take me where I want to go. You should not doubt the process. I am दृढ़ निश्चय कर लिया कि this is it, idam ittam. नहीं, कल ना एक बाबा जी को सुन रहा था, वृंदावन का बाबा जी हैं, and he was saying something and you get confused. That means you are in doubt, you do not know what to do. राधा राधा जपे या हरे कृष्णा जपे. This also should not be there. एक बार प्रभुपाद जी का प्रोसेस ले लिया, take it. Don't get confused. I'm not saying somebody who is telling you to chant Radha Radha is wrong. Please don't take me like that. What I mean to say, एक बार आपने प्रोसेस को लिया है, then drink it completely. Be निश्चय. That's it. Finish. No matter who says something, thank you. I'm the follower of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Mahaprabhu has given me this mantra and I will chant that mantra. That mantra is enough for me to take me back home, back to Godhead. Radharani will take me there. Right? So it's that nischaya one should have, because I'm also hearing many Bhakti Vriksha members are getting confused. We should not required. That nischaya in the philosophy, nischaya in the acharya, in their instructions has to be there. Take the example of Srila Prabhupada. We were reading this today in CC reading in the morning. Srila Prabhupada's guru asked him to go and preach in the West. Prabhupada writes in the purport. This whole Krishna consciousness movement was started by an old man single-handedly. आप सोचो 70 साल. माताजी आपका एज क्या है माताजी? 70. At that age, Prabhupada goes to US alone with 40 rupees in his pocket and starts a movement after struggling for 1 year with low-class, third-class drug addicts and drunkards. Literally, Jagai and Madai. Prabhupada writes in Madhya Leela. Nityananda Prabhu, he writes like this, Nityananda Prabhu delivered 1 Jagai Madhai, but we could deliver thousands of Jagai Madhais. So therefore he said, the Lord's devotees are more powerful than the Lord because of the Lord's mercy. 16th chapter, Madhya Leela. The Lord travels to Vrindavan. There's a chapter. If you read it, Prabhupada writes like that. And it is true. It's a fact. They were like Jagai Madai. They were having sex with anyone, everyone, wherever, eating anything, drinking anything, vomiting everywhere. And Prabhupada, among them, the topmost Brahmana, the topmost Vaishnava, he was still having compassion to them, cooking and serving them. You go to Udupi or Srirangam, they will, for even if you go like this now, they will not touch you. They will put water on you. Hey, stay away. Very clean Brahmanas, Vaishnavas. But Prabhupada also was like that. But Prabhupada did not throw them away. He cooked for them. He served. Look at the compassion, the karuna. That karuna we have to follow. That nishchaya. I will never leave Srila Prabhupada. Once you are so strong, then what will happen? That nishchaya sits in your heart. Then, clamping to that mantra, to that process will come. Ek guru, ek mantra, ek isht. You have to get dedicated to it like that. Then your nishtha, that is where nishtha happens. Then utsaha nishchayat dhairyat. What does dhairyat mean? Patience. What is patience? When is the patience being useful? See, in material life, what is the one sure shot, unavoidable fact of material existence? Miseries. Miseries will come. Devotees will go through pains, whatever, sickness, etc. But dheer dharo. No, Krishna will take care. No, Krishna will not abandon me. Krishna, please protect me. Krishna, please hold. So that dhairya we should have. So the first three, utsaha, nishchaya, dhairyat, is called as attitude of the practitioner. The first three, utsaha, nishchaya, dhairyat. This is the attitude. This should be the attitude of the practitioner. Make sense? I will not lose the faith. Dhairya, no matter what the difficulties are, I will progress. Prabhupada's factory got burnt. The only source of income, he was a rich man, everything got burnt. Prabhupada laughed. Prabhupada said, okay, Krishna, you want to take away everything from me? Okay, tell me what I should do. Then he took sannyas. So he saw Krishna's hand. Of course, Krishna will not take away everything from us. Uske liye we have to be very advanced. So Krishna will not take away. Krishna might give us more, like what he did to Sudama. Based on our capacity, Krishna tests us. But what I mean to say is this defines the attitude of the practitioner. Utsahat, Nischayat, Dhairya. Then the next one is Sangat. What is the next verse? Next, Tat Karma Pravartanat. Tat Karma Pravartanat means, what do you mean? What do you see? Tat Karma ka meaning kya hai? What do you see the word to word meaning as?
Karma means activities.
Yeah.
जैसा जैसा कर्म करोगे तब तक. Or in the translation it says various activities favorable for devotional service.
Correct.
Tat karma, and pravartanat means by performing.
By performing. In the previous verse, Prabhupada had said, Sangat Tyagat Sato Vrittehe and Atyahara Niyamagraha. Just for Niyama and Agraha, people do so many rules and regulations like eclipse, Sutak, vagara. I'm not saying you should not do Sutak. Please understand correctly. I'm not saying you should not do Sutak is important, but it has to be applied where it. See, that Mataji was in Sutak, but she still came to Jhulan Yatra. That's fine. That was a breaking of a mundane rule. That's fine, because it was required at that point in time to come to temple. Many in South India you will see many Matajis, and then they go out of altar. They don't come to the temple. But in ISKCON we don't have that rule. And many times my mother-in-law is very angry with that. But then she has to come to the point to understand. Of course, she's an initiated devotee and everything. But we have to tell and convince her to say, look, you can come into the temple, you are not going to the altar. Altar is different, temple is different. And this is Krishna's temple. You may be not allowed to go into a Shiva temple probably, or a Shani temple, because there are different types of temples. But Vishnu temple, no matter what your situation is, you can always come. No matter what your situation is, you can always take his names. You may not be able to take Parvati's name when you are dirty. There are rules in the Shastras. You may not be able to pour water on Lord Shiva's head when you are out of altar, because there are rules. But can you chant Om Namah Shivaya? We don't know. There are rules. Because if you don't follow the rules, there will be opposite repercussions. For example, Saundarya Lahari. I don't know, many people would have chanted Saundarya Lahari. If you are not initiated in Saundarya Lahari, you cannot chant it. Many people don't even know that. Otherwise, it will have opposite effects. People don't say, or on internet mein mil gaya, everybody is chanting. Gayatri mantra, internet mein koi Anuradha Podwal गा लिया, everybody is chanting. This is all going on in the name of Niyama Agraha. But right now in this verse, you have to avoid such rules. But here you have to do pravartan of what karma? Tat karma. What karma? That which is suitable to bhakti. Waking up early in the morning, going to Mangalarati. So someone devotees ask, Prabhuji, can I just get up and start chanting? Do I have to take a bath? Not required. If you're not comfortable taking a bath, just not required. Main thing is chant. If you don't want to take a bath, that's okay. Chant. Chant, Baba. Somebody might say, sorry Prabhu, it's too difficult for me to take a bath because I might have to go to the toilet 3-4 times, blah, blah. Doesn't matter. It's okay. Don't take a bath. Just chant. Chanting is important. Many people might say, Prabhu, how can you chant when you are in a dirty state? For him, for that prescription at that point in time, he can chant. It's not a hard, fast rule. Mataji, you had a question?
No, Prabhu. Gurudev was asked the same question, and Gurudev said, Mahamantra itself is for purifying. What are you trying to purify in the first place?
This body, how much can you clean it? If you take a bath and cut open the skin here, अंदर क्या दिखेगा? बहुत shiny substance दिखेगा क्या? What will you see? Beautiful face. Cut करके देखो. Beauty दिखेगा? क्या दिखेगा? You don't want to see it actually. So it's just a band-aid on top like the skin. Is it not? So that's the point. So I don't know why did we go there.
No, in the chanting.
Chanting. So
Purity in chanting.
names, holy names of the Lord itself is purifying. See, when we go into the altar, which Om Apavitra Pavitro Va Sarva Vastham Gatopi Va Yasmaret Pundarikaksham Sah Bahya Abhyantara Suchihi. When we remember Pundarikaksha, who is Pundarikaksha? Krishna. Pundarika. Pundarika Aksha. Aksha means the eyes. Pundarika means the lotus, blossom lotus. Pundarikaksha. When you remember Pundarikaksha, Bahya Abhyantara means the external and internal gets cleansed just by remembering Pundarikaksha. That is what we have to chant. Even if you take a bath without telling this mantra, you can't enter the altar. So what is important? Remembering the Lord is important. So, I'm not saying you should not take a bath. Because as we started the discussion by saying the milk vessel and the vessel has to be kept clean. Okay. In certain instances, if it is unavoidable, don't worry too much about becoming too shuchi. But when it comes to temple worship, the rules have to be followed. When you are chanting at home, आप सुबह late उठ रहे हो, you cannot take a bath, does not matter, chant. But if you can take a bath and chant, better. It's high class. It's high class. Because there is a difference. If you take a bath and chant, your body is also clean. Then the chanting will have more effect. That's all. Simple as that. Tat karma pravartanat. In the previous verse, Rupa Goswami said, Sangat tyagat. Here, tat karma pravartanat. What is the next line? Sato vrittehe. Sangat tyagat sato vrittehe.
Do you want me to read the translation?
No, Mataji, I'm just going back to the verse. So, Sangat tyagat sato vrittehe. In the previous verse, Rupa Goswami said, Janasangascha laulyamcha. Correct. He asked us to avoid Janasanga. You know who is Jana? Mundane people, actually. That is why the Lord is also called Janardhana. Jan ka ardhan karne wala matlab. One who finishes the Janas. That is why he is Janardhana. Ardhana means one who finishes. Jana means who? Everybody who does mundane stuff, useless stuff, who is very attached to the body, mind and the senses. They are called Jana. Avoid that association, because the more you associate with those people, the more you will be body conscious. The more you are body conscious, the less you will be Krishna conscious. Simple. But in this verse, there is a medicine for it. How do you avoid Janasanga? By doing Satovritti. Satovritte means what? Sangatyagat satovritte. How means associating with devotees. Like-minded association. When you associate with devotees, which is called Sat Sangha. Sat Sangha means Sattika Sangha. Satya. Satya. Who is Satya? Krishna. Krishna is Satya. Can somebody chant that verse, Mataji? Who remembers the verse, the Satya verse? Who remembers the Satya verse? Huh? Satyavratam satyaparam trisatyam satyasya yonim nihitam cha satye satyasya satyam rita satya netram satyatmakam tvam sharanam prapannaha. He is Satya. He is Satya, Satyavratam, Satyaparam, Trisatyam, Satyasya Yonim, Nihitam cha Satye, Satyasya Satyam, Rata Satya Netram, Satya Atmakam Tvam. So, Satya means the Lord. Satya means the devotees of the Lord. Satya means the process to attain the Lord, which is Bhakti. So, when we do Sattika Sang, that is why it is Satsang, then naturally Sanga Tyagat means avoid materialistic association. But what to do when you are going to work? You have to go and meet people. What do? We wear a burqa. Do we? No, we do. What type of burqa? We put a lens of spirituality. We see them as jivatmas. We don't see them as persons, as the body. We see them as a jivatma in that body. The vision has changed, that's all. And then when we see them, they're all Krishna's jivas. They're all struggling with their material senses. So then, the next verse comes after this. Then what we do? We give them association. We don't take their association. How do we give them association? We'll come to the next verse. Dadati pratigrinhati guhyam nakhyati prachati. We'll come to that verse. But here, the idea is Sangatyagat sato vrittehe. If we follow these 6 principles, Shadbhir, which is 6 principles, Bhaktir prasidhyati, prasidh hodai. Prasidh means it will increase, it will nourish or nurture bhakti. When because of Guru Kripa Pai Bhakti Lacha Beej, when you meet any devotee by the constant nourishment by your Bhakti Vriksha facilitators, by some devotee coming in, how does bhakti come to our lives? Through devotees only. We think it is coming due to Krishna. Krishna doesn't come directly, Baba. Krishna is Parama Purusha. हमारा अहंकार इतना है तो इमेजिन कृष्णा का अहंकार कितना होगा. Says aham mrityu samsara sagarat. Aham sarvasya prabhavah. Krishna says that. Aham tvam sarva papebhyo. That aham means Krishna. I am Atma means Krishna actually. Atma means Krishna only. So imagine how much ahankar he will have. He's the one who's sustaining everything in this universe. With a wink like that, he can destroy universes. Huh? So, why did I even say that? Now I lost my thought process.
Because
Yeah. No, that was not the thought. It was something else.
How do you
Lead to the next verse.
yeah,
You're leading to the next verse? Anyways. So,
How do you give association, not take association?
no, there was another point I was thinking. Who can remember?
Meet out people outside, you wear
You wear a wheel. Thank you. Burqa, materialistic association. So we give Krishna. We give Krishna. How does bhakti come into your life? That is the point, right? So, it is not Krishna directly who can intervene. It is only through the devotee. You read everywhere in Srimad Bhagavatam, Dhruva Maharaj, Prahlad Maharaj, in sabka dekho, Narada Muni has intervened. Krishna directly doesn't intervene. Bhakton ke through intervene karte hain. Is it not? So therefore, how can devotees give us bhakti? Because they have access to bhakti. There are 2 things. Bhakti is an internal aspect. It is belonging to the internal, from an energy point of view. There are 3 energies, right? Antaranga Shakti, Bahiranga Shakti, Tatastha Shakti. Bhakti is an aspect of Antaranga Shakti. We are Tatastha Shaktis. How can Tatastha Jivas access something internal? No? It has to come from someone who has access to the internal, who is Nitya Bhaktas or Nitya Muktas like Prabhupada. And because Prabhupada has given the seed to some of the Tatasha Shaktis, those seed are giving further fruits, and therefore those fruits are eaten by further birds, and those birds are giving rise to further trees and fruit. Therefore we are called as Bhakti Vriksha, a tree. And therefore that is why Sangat Tyagat Sato Vrittehi is very important, to associate with devotees. Therefore devotees are the most important people in our lives. But the problem of that also is, the more closer you become to a devotee and the more you do bhakti, there are two things that will happen. Bhakti brings out the dirt in our heart. I always give this example. When you go, let's say you had your grandmother said, "Beta, मैंने आपको पुराना हवेली आपके नाम कर दी." Then you will go and open the haveli, which has not been opened for 50 years. Then you start cleaning the haveli. What will happen? The dust will spread everywhere. For almost a week it will be dirty literally. Then somebody might say, "Arey yaar, before only it was nice. Now you started cleaning, it's all become dusty." Then what do? Is there an option? No, you have to clean it. So therefore bhakti also is like that. This haveli, this body, this mind is carrying the dirt for millions of lifetimes as a body of a pig, body of a lizard, body of a hog, body of a dog, body of a cow, body of a human. No, we don't know how many lives we have taken. And we have collected all this dirt sitting on the heart of Chitta. So when bhakti is happening, Cheto Darpanamarjanam Bhava Mahadavagni Nirvapanam. So when that is happening, the cleansing is happening, all the dirt will come out. And when it comes out, who are around us? Devotees. So what will happen? Aparad will happen. Aparad will happen. So therefore these two things we have to remember. When I am doing bhakti, I am throwing filth outside. Infecting people with my dirt. So be careful not to offend devotees. What is the simple rule? Be humble. Be humble. Take a stance that I am a new devotee. No matter how old a devotee you are, I am a new devotee. When you do that, when you build deeper relationships, we'll see Bhakti, we'll see in the next verse, which is the Preeti Lakshanam, which Prabhupada writes and Rupa Goswami writes. What is the Preeti Lakshanam? See, when the heart becomes very clean, then only love will come out for the Lord and for the devotees. And when we build, and that is our end goal, our heart should become Nirmala. Nirmala means not the Nirma washing powder. Nirmala means Amala. Amala means no dirt. That is the goal. Once it becomes no dirt, then the bliss one will get in bhakti is amazing. Kuch aur chah hi nahi rahega life mein. People want to look at you. People want to talk to you because you are blissful all the time. Then you are directly in touch. Your creeper of bhakti has grown and grown and grown. And when it grows to such a degree, when it starts giving fruit, then you become the shelter of so many other devotees. By giving. Till now we have taken, and then we should start giving. And that is how we start training people to start their own bhakti vrikshas. And then you start giving to someone else. That's the whole idea of bhakti vrikshas. So I'll stop here. I've gone over, my God, 9:15. Sorry, I didn't realize the time. I was thinking it's 8:45. Thanks to all of you that you are inspiring me to speak something. But I'll stop here. So this is in essence what is explained in the verse. Prabhupada writes, the 6 principles favorable to the execution of Shuddha Bhakti is being enthusiastic, endeavoring with confidence, that is Nishchayat, being patient, because when the cleaning process is happening, there will be challenges. Be patient. Acting according to the regulative principles, which is Shravanam, that is Tat Tat Karma Pravartanam. Whatever is conducive for bhakti, please do it. Chanting, hearing, remembering Krishna, abandoning the association of non-devotees, following in the footsteps of Acharya. Sato Vrittehe. This is also very important. As I said, follow one Acharya and stick to it. Don't divulge. Don't deviate. especially on the days of internet age, there are a million things to distract you. आज ये बाबा जी को देखा, कल वो बाबा जी को देखा. They're all good. But you please put yourself into one path. आपकी लाइफ की, let's say you go to a medical doctor. One doctor says, प्रभु जी, I think you have a problem in the liver, प्रभु. चलो दूसरे डॉक्टर के पास जाते हैं. वो डॉक्टर, your problem is in the kidney. Huh? Third doctor, no, your problem is in the heart. Fourth doctor, no, your problem is in the pancreas. अब क्यूर करेंगे कि नहीं? प्रॉब्लम सब जगह है. All doctors are right. But problem is we'll start somewhere and stick to that process. Otherwise, if we keep marketing and shopping, there is no end. So we should, in this day and age of internet age, don't get too carried away. Prabhupada's books are enough to take us home back to Godhead. और कुछ नहीं चाहिए. Actually कुछ नहीं चाहिए. इसको हम बराबर follow कर लेंगे ना. We don't have to follow anything else. 100% guaranteed. This is not our word. This is Rupa Goswami's words. Rupa Goswami. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is the Supreme Lord himself, his dearmost devotee or disciple is Rupa Goswami. He is Rupa Manjari himself, herself. So we don't have to deviate. Just take and embrace this process. Embrace this process and don't look anywhere else. When you have that Nishchaya and Dhairya, then your creeper will grow and bear fruit. So I'll stop here. And this undoubtedly assures the complete success of pure devotional service. This is where Rupa Goswami Prabhupada stops. Next class we can, whoever is doing it, Dadhati Pratigrinhati, we will start there. This is beautiful verse. How when you come amongst devotees, as I said, I'm just paving the way, how do you build that relationships with devotees? This is the science of relationships. See, in material world, it's very easy to build relationships. You know why? Because it's all based on material senses. He's also scratching his senses, I'm also, very easy. किसी को दारू पीना है, इसको भी दारू पीना है. बहुत, ये दारू पीने वाले बहुत close friends रहते हैं. बहुत close रहते हैं. मांस खाने वाले दारू पीने, very close friends. Oh. Why? Because each, like Kamsa's dear friend, you know who he was? Jarasandha. ये सारे चोर एक मतलब they will all be भाई ऐसे ही बात करेंगे. So material world it's very easy, but when you come to devotee association, to keep devotees association, you need an advanced, you need, if you are childlike, very easy. But if you have a complicated mind, it's difficult. You have to go through the training and science. If you have a childlike mind, very easy. For example, there are so many devotees. If you talk about Nandadulal Prabhu or Jayadev Prabhu, very simple-hearted, the most simple-hearted souls I've ever seen in my life. He's 60 years old, but the way he talks to a newcomer, he talks to the same way to the newcomer and to Maharaj. He'll behave like that only. No difference. Sweet devotees. Everybody wants their association. You ask anyone in the congregation, they want to associate with these two devotees. Why? Because Priti Lakshanam, Shadvidham Priti Lakshanam. That Priti Lakshanam we have to develop. That is the goal of the next verse. Well, let's stop here. Yes, Prabhuji.
Next verse is also you.
Huh?
Next verse is also you only.
Me only? Okay, thank you. Any questions or comments, Matajis, Prabhujis, devotees? Thank you for hearing so attentively. Sorry, I overshot the time. I am always like this.
It's okay, bro. Long we take. And now, हमारे भाई लोग अभी आए तो और एक आधे घंटे चलेंगे.
Any questions or comments? Anyone has any questions or comments?
Wonderful class.
All Srila Prabhupada's stories, Prabhupada. If you actually read Prabhupada's purports, they are very sweet. The way Prabhupada explains, it's all, I just repeated what Prabhupada wrote. And Prabhupada explains it very, 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 very scientifically. If you read every line of Prabhupada. Anything else? Any questions or comments? Any doubts? From which I can also learn. Not that I have all the answers. I'm also learning.
Where do we get the reference for the Satya verse, Prabhu?
It is 10th canto, 2nd chapter, 26th verse. 10 to 26. Any? Thank you, Mataji. Any?
From next week, they'll be joining online every time, so they don't get the Friday association kind of a scenario.
Yeah.
So practical tips for them to continue? Because
With the
you know
same
when
mode,
yeah.
although the mode is different.
They all, I mean, they all can meet anywhere and attend it together. 2 or 3 families can come together. Rather than joining alone, I'll just go to my friend's place and join from there. So I get physical association. Never leave physical association. Never leave physical association, I'm telling you. Phone, WhatsApp, Zoom, all that is good. But they are all still virtual. It doesn't fulfill the heart. It's like somebody serving you gulab jamun over Zoom.
ऐसा मत बोलो वो गुलाब जामुन physical चाहिए.
Exactly. Bhakti online is always like that. It doesn't fulfill the heart. Somewhere, if you don't see devotees, yeah. So if you want to build relationships, meet up, or at least 2-3 people meet up together and take the classes together, or come to temple. Whatever is practical, whatever is sadhya, practically do it. But given the material situation, it is very easy to be relaxed and take it on Zoom. Trust me. But what will happen, this is just my understanding, it might not happen to you all. Like if I sit and chant at home, my chanting is horrible. It's not Haribol, horrible. So I have to go to temple. If I don't chant in the temple, my chanting is really bad, which is a drawback actually. I should be chanting anywhere and everywhere, and I should be able to still chant correctly and nicely. But somehow, my association with the devotees, the temple, the mahol bolte hain na, jo vatavaran, temple ka vatavaran itself is conducive. Especially the temple hall, the courtyard is different. I've got attached to it now. So when you meet devotees, there is a beauty. So you can work out whatever is practical and do it. Anything else? Properties and others? No? We'll stop here. Upadeshamrita ki jai, Srila Rupa Goswami ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Ananta Koti Gaura Bhakta Vrind ki jai, Nitai Gaur Premanand. Shri Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya eva cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah. Mantrahinam Kriyahinam Bhaktihinam Janardhana Yat Pujitam Maya Devam Paripurnam Tadastu Me. Dattam Bhakti Matre